me go ahead and put my phone in D&D. Let me go ahead and put my phone in D&D. Someone more iconic than a Shay or a Jada Dodge. One of the most talked about people on Big O, like ever. All of you guys know this person. She is a icon. You guys know her. And yeah, if you're denying that she's a Big O legend, then you're kind of just slow, because I promise you know who she is. Just a true legend, gracing us here tonight on this wonderful platform I call Big O. Firstly, as a start off, I'm kind of coming off that mess of a ball, trying to kind of get it together. That shit was a mess. I'm glad that was not my sister's. And this no tea, girl. Did y'all enjoy the ball? Did the girls enjoy the ball? It's not Bo, y'all. It's not Bo. Bo is an icon. Bo is a Big O icon, but this individual is even more of a Big O icon. And honestly, truly, let me turn this music down some more. Honestly, truly, there's been a lot of speculation on my relationship with this person. And we're kind of here to just clear it all up tonight. So if you're ready to, experience this with me, go ahead and tap the screen, share the live. We're gonna get ready, and we're gonna actually queue around 9, 10. I want to kind of take a couple people up on the panel, and just random people. Let's not do too much. No shade. You're allowed to have opinions. You're allowed to say what you want to say, but keep it respectful, or I promise you will catch the quickest flight out of here. I have 20 admins, and all 20 of them have admin. You will catch your flights. You will be booked. This is not Precious Live. Y'all know I know how to run Big O. No shade. I know how to work Big O. The girls will be up out of here. So it's not gonna fly. But no tea, no shade. I genuinely do love a lot of my bigger girls, and I know as much as we key and as much as y'all key on my time, a lot of y'all genuinely do have love for me, and I feel it. So with that being said, this is kind of a time to just clear a lot of shit up over the year. Yeah, it's been about a year I've been on Big O. Well, coming up on a year. Thank you, sister. Thank you so much. It's been about a year I've been on Big O, and this person has been talked about so much. If you're still aloof to who the person is, I actually have a Big O interview with Angela Stanton. She will be joining us very shortly at around 9, 10. For months and months and months and months and months on Big O, people have speculated on our relationship. Your mama don't love this, and this, jail this, 2 tombstones this. She ain't shit this. She don't even like gay people this. Do. Just a whole bunch of extra shit. So with this being my platform, as you guys know, my mom is running for Congress. You guys know a lot about my mom. I feel like I'm introducing her, and no shade, Miss Angela Stanton don't need no introduction. If you know that, comment her in the comments. Whether you like her or not, you know her. So I'm getting ready to bring her up. And we're going to have a little bit of a conversation first, just to kind of get things off. And then towards the end of the panel, I'm going to bring some people up for questions you have for either me or my mom. If you be anything short of disrespectful, I'm going to kick and block you. And if you're a big old girl that I know, I promise you, I will not stop bullying you until I get a hate train. Okay? If you're a big old girl that I know, don't try it on my time. For the common girls, y'all are going to get blocked. For the other big old girls, please. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and get started on the show. Again, somebody I love very, very dearly. And let me go ahead and bring her up. If she is in the request, let me give her a text because she don't really know how to work this. Hold on 1 second, y'all. But keep sharing the live, keep tapping the screen, keep sharing the live, keep tapping the screen. I think she got out of a request and don't know how to get back in. Everybody get out of requests. I'm finna start kicking and blocking the people in the request. Y'all know how I get down. No shade. This is not Precious Live. The girls in the request are finna get kicked and blocked. There we go. Thank y'all. Love y'all so much. But yeah, shout out to all my girls. I love y'all so much. Do not fill up the request, y'all. Y'all know we trying to run a show. I know y'all was trolling old girl, but you know how we run a show over here. So I'm actually gonna go ahead because she needs 3 minutes because she's actually wrapping up another interview that she's doing with Fox. So I'm gonna bring a couple of you guys up for questions that you may have for me or things that you think I should bring up during an interview. So if you have a question for me now in the comments, go ahead and hop in the request. Like, give me a question that you would like for me to ask during the interview, or what's something you would like to learn about either me or about my mom or about my relationship with my mom from this. So go ahead and get in the request. I'm going to start adding people up. Just something you would like to learn or something, a question you have, just anything.
Let me go to the garage so I can ask a question.
Quickly.
Okay, so how did you guys' relationship first start when you came out?
Okay, that's a T question. I want you. Well, better yet, do y'all think I should do this now or should I save this for when she comes up? Save it. Okay, y'all right. Y'all know I'm not an interview type of girl. But in the comments, just type something. I'm kind of just wasting time until she wraps up what she's doing. So in the comments, I kind of want to know some things that y'all want to know. You know what I'm saying? And also, I just want to give a quick little shout out. Shout out to the girls, because there's some hoes who are really just here for the tea. It's some people who are just here to probably try to come back and read me later. That's fine. But it's some of y'all who genuinely do care for Jaybez, y'all genuinely love me as a person. Y'all just want well, what's the tea with that? Bo, shout out to you, sister, for being here. I know you're not here with no double weird ass ill intentions, no shade. And shout out to all of the girls who genuinely got love for me as a person, and you just here to what's the tea? So yes, it's gonna be a legendary interview. Let me let up one of my kids. Did you see my question? No, Diddy, I didn't.
My thing about it is, stop fucking muting people for their opinions. We already talked about this when we had the fucking one-on-one conversation.
Yeah, no shade. You're right. Don't mute anybody as long as they're respectful in the comments. The whole purpose in us doing this, I have a platform on Big O. My mom got a platform outside of Big O. Neither of us are anything new to public opinion. So we don't really care about that. We get that a lot on both ends. So with that being said, as long as you be respectful, you can say what you want to say. Because, that's how this gonna go. Just don't talk out of your ass, because you see I got security in the building. But if you genuinely have an opinion or something you want to ask, don't try it. You can be respectful and still ask whatever you want to ask. No shade. But yeah, I'm kind of just waiting on her to wrap it up. Thank you, A1, for the gift. I'm at 127. Oh, my sister sent me a dragon. But again, shout out to everybody that's in the building. Y'all came from the ball. I really was kind of iffy about doing it. I was thinking about pushing it back because I was like, no shade, they doing that ball. Who the fuck cares about what Jaybez and his mom got going on? And the girls are literally here, and I haven't even brought her up yet. Y'all genuinely do care, so I think this is crazy. I didn't think y'all would care like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm waiting on her to hop in the request, and then we're gonna go ahead and get it started. And then after I get done talking to her, I'm going to bring up all of the girls, and we're gonna answer questions. Let me let some of y'all up. I'm gonna let up Zay real quick, and I'm gonna let up my girl Cindy.
Y'all can't see me, but bitch, let me tell you, Jaybez, hit the panel. Okay, Jaybez, hit the panel real quick. I just want to do a special.
Hello. It's muted, Zay.
Hey, Jaybez, how are you, baby?
I'm doing good. What's new?
That's good. I'm so mad that I can't just be at home and sit and watch Angela Station Wagon come up here. But what I would like to say is, Jaybez, I love you. You always took care of me when I was drunk. You always cared about me. And guess what? I care about you too, bitch. Even though I may call you a pumpkin and jack-o'-lantern and makeup and whatever.
I love you. See, Zay key a lot of the time, but I called him before this, and I was like, Zay, this is really serious to me. So this is not, and he get it. No shade. Zay just drunk, but I promise y'all, he really do get it. So let me unmute Finny real quick, and then my mom is here. She's in the request. We're gonna go ahead and bring her up.
I do want to say, I feel like y'all should take heed on what y'all say if you are so-called close to Jaybez or you look at him as a friend, especially on this app, because he's saying you can say what you want, be respectful, but if you come up here again on his time, I'm going to look at you differently. If he don't, I will. So,
Here it is, indeed. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bring her up because I think this is her and I think she's ready. And welcome Angela Stanton to Big O. Hey, okay, so let me unmute you. Hey.
Hey, babe.
Okay, so are you wrapped up with everything?
It's kind of still going, but we're going to go ahead and roll because I know I told you I was going to do this, so I'm like, I don't want my baby boy feeling like I'm ignoring him because you know I'm busy.
So you still got your campaign stuff going up?
No, I'm actually on a live right now with Alice Johnson and Bishop T.D. Jakes. We're having a meeting because we are meeting with the president on Friday, and we are trying to get Kwame Kilpatrick out of prison. So let me show you guys, everybody that's on live. Don't tell. But can you guys see that? You see Bishop Jakes over there and Alice Johnson. So these are the real freedom fighters. So, you know, when we be up in the White House and people be wanting to call us coons and all that, know that we in here fighting to get our black people free.
Don't skip over because we gonna segue into all of that. Like, it's like, of course you my mom and I know you, but my audience, because like we both have our own platforms. Like, you have your platform on Instagram and on Twitter. Oh, she got a call.
I'm back. Go ahead, baby.
Okay, so what I was saying was, you know, we got our own platforms.
Wait a minute, is people sending me beans? Why I got the 92 down?
Because that's when people send you little gifts. Actually, let me show you how you get a real coin. I'm gonna send you some gifts. You know your phone. I got the bank on here. I got all the coins. So my mom know a little bit about Big O, but okay. So segueing into the interview, firstly, of course, I know you as my parent, but me and you have conflicting platforms, and that has come up a lot. With my platform being a lot of LGBTQ people, liberal, you know, like homosexuals, black youth, kind of like a subcategory of like culture of people, and you being older, a more conservative crowd, like, you know, Black Lives Matter being one of your main focuses in getting people out of jail. We do sometimes have conflicting platforms, but one thing that has always stood the test of time, no matter what we've been through, people sometimes debate on our relationship a lot. And that's why I wanted to bring you on, Big O, because I feel like a lot of people do not know the state of our relationship. You know what I'm saying? So, like, first, I just want you to introduce yourself and tell a little bit about yourself before we get into the interview.
Okay. Well, everybody, my name is Angela Stanton King, and I am Jaybez's mom, the original Dun Dada. Please believe it. What else they need to know?
Nothing, just tell, like, a little bit about yourself, where you from, like, you know.
Okay, so everybody, well, I'm originally from Atlanta, so my mom lived in Atlanta her whole life. Then she met my dad. They had a romance, moved to Buffalo, had me. I lived there until I was about 17. Then came back down here to Georgia and began having my little rugrats, and Jay happens to be one of them. And I've been here ever since. Now, when I was younger, I was a hustler. I don't know if many of you have read my story. I mean, I was a stunt kid. This is when the kids first start coming to Georgia, when the gays first start coming to Atlanta, and everything was all about paperwork. So a lot of my friends were gays, and that's what we did. And I ended up going to prison, you know, and spent some time in prison. Being separated from my family, and I was pregnant with Javian's younger sister when I went in and ended up, you know, giving birth.
And one thing I would like to clarify, because am I echoing, or who's echoing, y'all, in the comments? Really quick, I wanted to pause you because I really want them to hear this part. I'm echoing, or she is? Ma, do you got your phone on something?
Yeah.
Try to like pick it up, because when you sit it down, it echoes.
I'm not finna sit here and hold no phone now.
No, you don't have to hold it, but like prop it up so it's not directly on a flat surface.
Okay.
In this area, Bishop made that clear that he.
Or better yet, turn your phone down a little bit.
Turn it down.
And if you need to talk on your other Zoom meeting, let me know and I can mute you. That way you're not. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to see what's going on. I'm trying to hear and make sure.
Of the criminal system.
Okay,
Okay,
so back to the central theme. Unmuse A really quickly. Or what did he say? Oh, hold on. But okay, so back to you in your youth. First of all, you going to jail has been quite the controversial topic on here for like, a long time. People had like a lot to say about it. So first to
I
get
don't know
clear
why.
up, I know, but just firstly
They
to
better
clear it
hope
up.
they don't go to jail and worry
Exactly.
about their people, their parents and brothers and sisters that done been in jail. Okay. All
Okay,
right.
so
You want
firstly,
your mama Angie or you want congressional candidate Angie?
no,
Which
I
one
just want you to
want
be
now?
you. I just want you to be you because people have this misconception of you, and me bringing you
Okay.
on here is to clear up those stigmas. So
Okay.
that's what this is for. Firstly, what did you go to jail for? Like, for some reason, there's been a lot of common misconceptions. It's public knowledge, but what did you go to jail for? And like, tell that part.
Well, we're not going to tell the whole story because we are authors and we do sell books. So we, of course, want them to purchase the book, Life of a Real Housewife, for those of you that haven't, because I've told the whole story. But I went to jail because, I wanted money and I was lazy and I didn't want to work for it. And I wanted to put on and I wanted to get money the quick way. And, of course, a lot of you know that I was caught up in the whole scam with Phaedra and Apollo from Housewives of Atlanta, which was years ago. But I went to prison, did all my time, 10 toes down, never snitched, ratted, none of that. And while I was serving time in the state, the feds was preparing a case against me. So then when I got released from state prison, the feds were at the back door. The feds arrested me. By the time I got to court, got my discovery, all of that, I learned that I was the one that had been framed for the federal case. They basically told the judge that I was the mastermind and that everyone worked for me. So of course I wasn't going for that. I decided to get smart, and so I wrote a book.
Mom, tap that bag on your screen. Tap it.
What the bag do?
It's a bean.
Okay, so bam. Told the story, became a national best-selling author, ended up getting sued for $30 million the next day after the book was released. Had to go to court for 4 years to litigate that case, ended up winning that case, then got the reality show on BET that was produced by Queen Latifah and Nikki Gilbert, and now I'm here. So coming home from prison, it was hard because I came straight home and got my babies. I wasn't the type of mama that was just like, let me worry about me. I came straight home. Didn't I come right to get you? You was sitting right there on the steps waiting on me.
And also another thing I want to segue into is speaking on that, the whole
input on and being a part of helping us to set that path.
Okay, so one thing I wanted to segue into the whole two tombstones thing where you played your TMZ clip. Of course, this being a subculture, people be reading. A lot of people found it funny, but I know to us that's not a really funny story. We can talk about it now.
Because while I was incarcerated,
well, tell them about that.
Listen, bruh, let me tell the story the way I want to tell the story. Okay, please, thank you. See, he forget I'm the mama. Sometimes
this my platform.
Okay, so listen.
Okay.
While I was in prison, my mother passed away. She had a heart attack, and 6 months after my mother passed away, my grandmother passed away. So when I say I came home to two tombstones, that is literally the truth, because during the time I was incarcerated, if you guys remember the Brian Nichols story, he had shot up the courthouse and they wouldn't transport any prisoners. So for me personally, I never really had that chance to say goodbye, and I never really got that closure. So when I came home, the only thing I came home to was my children. We had lost everything because my mother had passed away and my grandmother, and 3 bags of clothes. I mean, I went to 2 tombstones, my mom in one and my grandmother in the other, but at the end of the day, I'm still standing, right? So we are all going to go through hardships in life, but the most important thing is that you are still able to stand and make something out of yourself. Okay, son, go ahead. What would you like for me to discuss?
Okay, so no, I just kind of wanted you to explain that, because that's whether you don't really know, but that's a reoccurring thing on here. And
they just do that to try to aggravate you. You can't let it aggravate you.
The story behind it, I never found anything about that funny. And of course you key about it, because you got to move on.
No, it's not funny. Not when you lose a loved one.
That's our story. You know what I'm saying? So moving on and growing up, another thing that main people kind of key about is our relationship. Of course, we did a TV show. And, for me personally, and we've talked about this down the line, we did a TV show that kind of over dramatized.
Hold on, mute me for 1 second. Tell your story. I gotta hear this one part.
Okay, so, well, she already knows, so I don't really have to explain it to her, but explaining it to y'all. A couple of years ago, me and my mom did a TV show that really over dramatized our relationship. You know what I'm saying? On that show, it kind of really made it seem it was a dramatic TV show. It was reality TV. As you know, reality TV is very scripted and very produced. It's for drama. So when you see that TV show and you see those interviews, me and my mom, those were some problems that we had, but a lot of it was not really as dramatic as it seemed. It was very much produced to seem dramatic. You know what I'm saying? It was very much produced to seem as if me and my mom were just heavily getting into it. And that we had our moments where we got into it, but like, for some reason, that TV show has kind of painted the narrative that my mom just didn't like me, or that I had a mom that just didn't love me. Of course, she just explained, and she's on her little interview right now, and we had to book it at the same time, because if I didn't catch her now, I was never going to catch her. But it kind of produced a narrative that me and my mom didn't like each other, or that my mom didn't love me, or that any way, shape, or form she didn't care about her kids. And I just kind of want her to elaborate on that and, you know, tell the true teeth behind that. Because for me, it was just, honestly, it was a dramatic-based TV show. Of course, me coming out and my mom being more of a conservative person and having more conservative views, it did kind of like, you know, it rocked our world a little bit. But I feel like my mom always knew I was gay, even from me being like a young age. But growing up over time, you know, whether people want to admit it or not, whether people want to say it or not, a lot of y'all may key on me about it, but if y'all moms had public platforms and they were expressing how they truly feel, let's just keep it a buck. A lot of our moms don't want us to be gay. That's something a lot of our moms don't really wish on us, or they don't really want that for us. And if you're lying, or if you're saying that's not true, you know that it's true. And it may not be true for some of y'all specifically, but I know for a lot of y'all it is true. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like when we were younger, it was kind of like a harder patch. Or you can tell a little bit about it as me being younger and me getting older, and you come to terms with the fact that I was gay and me coming out.
Well, I mean, for me personally, as your mom, I mean, in all honesty, I kind of always knew, like, you were the younger of my boys. I had 3 sons, and Jamie has 2 older brothers, so I knew he was different. Like, his brothers wanted to go play football. They wanted to get dirty. Jamie didn't want to get his hands dirty. Jamie was always around the girls. So I kind of knew that he was going to be different. But again, being a child, in my home, we just weren't going to focus on sexuality. I think, to me, it was more important for him to understand who he was, to be confident in himself, to focus on school, to understand what it is that he's going to need to survive in life. And once I knew he had that down in him, then I knew that he was ready for the world. And I mean, just making sure that he was tough, because I already knew. I'm like, okay, so you're a black man. Okay, so if you feel as though that you're going to live this type of lifestyle, then you know you're going to be targeted twice. So I need to make sure that you can handle yourself, make sure that you ain't no punk, and you always know how to take care of yourself. That's my job as a mom. I've always been very, very stern with Jay, which is where he gets that from. I've never bit my tongue. I've always said it exactly how I felt. And my thing was, you know, regardless of how you choose to live your life, even if you do decide that you want to be a gay man or whatever, just never forget that you're a man, because mama needs you. Mama needs you to be her man.
And another thing I want you to elaborate on is, like, you know, firstly, for some reason, a lot of people just kind of got the misconception that you just really did not like gay people. And I was always trying to like, tell people that's not really the case. It's not that she has anything against gay people necessarily, because like people don't know the close relationship. I have a great aunt, your aunt, who's almost like your mom, who is a gay woman. She's a lesbian woman that essentially helped raise you. She helped raise me. So whereas it didn't necessarily
love her.
and love her down. People don't really know her, but the moral of the story is what I kind of wanted you to elaborate to people is how, like, me growing up and coming out as a gay man, how it affected you as a parent and how your views have slowly changed over time.
I didn't know. I don't think you being gay affected me. I mean, you know how I feel about the other stuff. Now, I want you to be a man at all times, and we're going to have that conversation. But, I mean, I don't...
But, I never... Even in being younger, I never really, me being a confused younger child and like me liking to do hair and makeup, because hair and makeup is something I do on the normal. Me doing hair and makeup and me being uneducated about what I really wanted, and you never had a gay child. Like a lot of people, I feel like, of course you say what you say sometimes, and sometimes it may come off crazy, but there was never a rule book on how to raise a gay child, let alone a gay child that, play in wigs and makeup. And I was very different. I was a lot for you. You didn't really know how to raise me. You never had a rule book on that. So with that being said,
my thing was to just be your mama and to love you and to protect you and to prepare you for the world. That was my focus.
Mom, put your phone on D&D.
Hold on. Okay. I wasn't really focused on your sexuality. Regardless of what that was going to be, I had to do my job to make sure that you was prepared for the world. And at the end of the day, I heard someone down there comment say she don't like you in wigs and makeup and stuff. I mean, if I could be honest, I don't. When I look at it, it looks just like me. I mean, it almost scares me. And yes, he is beautiful, when he transforms. But as a mama who raised her boys on her own and you didn't have a father, you know what I'm saying? I had to be everything. It was just like, for me, I just needed y'all to grow up and be able to be everything that we did not have. I just wanted y'all to know how to be men. You understand where I'm coming from? And I think that as far as the whole LGBT community, everything that's going on now, and I've told you before, it's all sexual preference. It's L for lesbian, B for bisexual, G for gay. It's all about sexual preference. So when it comes to children, we don't need to be tying this to children. Grown folks do what y'all do, but all of that other stuff is just starting to be too much. And if people can't understand it, I'm not here to stroke anybody's ego. I'm not here to apologize. I'm just here to say that I feel as though we need to make sure that we're protecting children. Whether it's LGBT, whether it's heterosexual, whether it's whatever, we need to make sure that we allow children to be kids as long as they possibly can. Tell her I'm doing an interview. I'll call her right back. We need to allow, innocence. Once innocence is gone, it's gone. And that probably has a lot to do with me being violated at the age of 5. You understand where I'm coming from? I think that it's important. Hold on. I'm in an interview.
She said it's very important.
I'll call you right back. Okay.
Imani, back up.
It wasn't me. It was Miss King.
That's my little sister.
All right.
Okay, so back to the conversation of, like me growing up, hair and makeup, and that being my artistic form of expression.
Someone says, why is it okay to express a heterosexual expression? Okay, so listen to this. What I'm talking about is children, like in heterosexual.
Ignore the comments. Like,
wait a minute. I need to explain this. And like in heterosexual households, you're not telling children about pee-pee and vagina at the age of 5, 6, or 7. Children not running around with shirts on their back that represent any type of sexuality. So if it's not being taught at that young of an age for heterosexuals, it definitely does not need to be taught for LGBT. No one in my household taught or influenced my son to be gay. If you're going to be gay, then that's what's going to happen. No one has to influence you as a child. So my thing is to make sure that we are allowing children to be innocent while they are minors.
And another question I have for you, because I feel like being that you truly do know me, like you know me better than anybody else. A lot of these comments, they think they know me, but you sit next to me. You're someone who knows me than anybody in this live probably ever will. Do you believe in the fact that do you like that this is just the way I am? Like a lot of people tend to think that being gay is just necessarily just a choice. Like I just woke up one day and chose to like men. And being that you've seen me from a very young age and you kind of just know that I was always this way. Like, you know, I highly doubt you can just look up and see a day, oh, Jay changed on this day, or this is a period where Jay Jay started to change. And when I say Jay, that's my regular name. People don't call me Jay.
Well, I wouldn't say change, son, but I would say evolve. And what I wanted to do was, even when you were younger, and I would say to myself, and I would say, dang, I think, you know, my son is going to be gay. And I think I may have noticed it before you did, but it wasn't even my job. But it wasn't my job to encourage it, because I've been a child before, and I know that as we grow, sometimes our minds change, or sometimes we switch up. I mean, we go through a lot of different trials and tribulations as we're maturing and going from, you know, an adolescent to a teenager to an adult. So while you were a child and you were in my home, I was watching, but I just wanted to let you be you. I didn't feel as though it was my job to force you to be gay or straight. You know, it just wasn't our focus. You know, my focus was what? Get your education. Baby, you ain't got to work. Mama gonna hold it down. Get your education so you can grow up. You can have money. You don't have to go to prison. Don't make the same mistakes mama did. That was my focus. I've gotten you here now, and people need to understand that at the end of the day, whether these your friends or not, it ain't a motherfucker, excuse me, in this world that love you more than me. Okay? Not even your daddy. Not even your daddy. Don't nobody love you more than me. When it's time to ride, mama coming. You already know that. So you can never allow any outside opinion come in between the bond that you and I have. So
I never will.
I know that it bothers you sometimes, because people may see my comments, and I'm glad that we had the Breakfast Club interview the other day, because I think that people are coming around now and seeing my perspective of where I'm coming from. You understand where I'm coming from? But I don't like when people attack you because of me or my opinions. Like, people try to attack me because of you too. At the end of the day, that's still my son. But what we got to learn and understand is that in this world, we all got a right to believe what we want to believe. Just like you all have a right to believe that what you all are doing is right, people have a right to believe that it's wrong. But never let anybody's opinion of you discourage you or stop you from being great. I love my children regardless. I don't care if y'all gay or straight. That's not my issue. Like, I don't have to answer for that. But what I do care about is the fact that you all understand that as a black race, we have to continue to reproduce, and it is a must that we protect our children. That's the bottom line. Because I guarantee you, I don't know how many people watching this live right now. How many people you got watching it right now, Jay? I don't know. Just give me a wild
It's
number.
3,300 people.
So let's say we got 3,300 people on here. I can almost guarantee you that 2,700 of the people watching this live right now have been touched or violated as a child. So what we have to stop doing is acting like those predators do not exist. You know, child molestation and pedophilia is a real thing, y'all. Come on now. And the majority of us that were violated, not everybody, but the majority of us that were violated, we were all violated by somebody that we trusted. It was someone either we trusted, or somebody that our mamas trusted, or somebody that our families trusted. So if someone is touching a child, that is pedophilia. So I've been touched as a child. I know it's pedophile.
That's why I was actually about to stop you, because you kind of like, I think you kind of shell shocked the comments for a second, because it was like, hold on, wait, not me, girl. Like, they kind of did, like, they hit a left turn.
I didn't say everyone, but you gotta
let me explain why
I'm
she felt
reading
that
the
way.
comments.
That is your personal experience and from what you were younger, one thing a lot of people don't know about my mom, because a lot of people tend to look at the bad thing. The reason why my mom has this point of view, when my mom was younger, she was molested as a child, and now my mom actually has a foundation that helps sexually abused children. My mom has done events that have helped over 500, sexually abused children. Like, she has foundations every year where, like, she gets Christmas toys for little girls, done all type of camps to help these children. Like, it's pictures that I'm sure you could pull up or y'all can find on the internet, of me when I was very, very younger. We were doing, like, humanitarian work, like, just tell them about your foundation, Mom. Like, elaborate on that.
I mean, just to recap on what he's saying, over the years, I've created a bunch of foundations to help victims of sexual abuse. Not only victims of sexual abuse, but people coming home from prison and trying to reestablish or rebuild their lives. I know that sexual abuse destroys lives because that's kind of what started my path to prison. It happened to me. I went and told. Didn't nobody do nothing about it. So I started acting out, getting in trouble, looking for love in all the wrong places. I lost my innocence, became a thought out here on these streets prior to my baby being born. I was a wild one. God forgives, amen. But the girl was hot shit.
Why would
you hear where I'm coming from? I just gotta let them know. But anyway, now let me stop joking. But I didn't have that respect or that value because it was taken away from me. And just in everything that I have, I just want to help children. You know what I'm saying? If I can. And I know that it doesn't help by pushing or hypersexualizing our children before it's time. You understand where I'm coming from? So,
and can I pause you right there to elaborate on that a little bit? Because me and you, we both are very dominant personalities. I get it from you. Our conversation will literally freight train each other, and we'll end up two different places. So let me elaborate on that. As gay men, a lot of the times I feel like we are hypersexualized because, firstly, being that we are not able to, like, where heterosexual people maybe in school, they date, they get boyfriends, they go on dates, Valentine's Day, they passing cards around in the classroom. They have a slower progression into dating and then from dating sex. As gay men, being that we don't have that experience, some of our first experiences as gay men are just hypersexualized. Grindr, hooking up. Like, the gay community is sometimes very hypersexual because I feel like we do not get the smooth transition and ease into dating and learning to value and respect ourselves as a lot of people do. Like, one thing I can say for myself, well, of course my bigger audience knows because I talk to y'all a lot. I never lost my virginity till I was 18. You know what I'm saying? I never did anything.
Hey, bro.
I know, I'm just saying.
Hey, bro, I don't want to hear all that. I don't want to hear all that, bro. That ain't
okay, but listen, I'm 11.
Yeah, I don't want to know you like that. I don't want to know you like that, bro.
Story.
I don't want that shit. I don't want to know you like that.
Let me finish. I personally feel like, due to my mom being the way she was, I was not hypersexualized to be out there. And excuse my French, mom, but you know how I get it from you. I was not out there fucking at a young age.
What the hell? Hey, man.
I'm serious.
Wait a minute. I'm still your mama. Just because I cuss don't mean you can cuss.
But it's a part of the thing. Okay, so we're going to move on. But because of my mom and how I was raised, I did not start early like a lot of my friends did.
No, because I did enough starting for all us.
Stop saying that.
I'm just saying. But
okay.
The God is good.
Moving on.
Because I ain't even got, the Lord's so good, I ain't even got a yeast infection. That's how favored I've been from the Lord. He spared me.
So, with that being said, what the fuck is wrong? I'm sorry. Why would you say that in front of all of these? What is wrong? And y'all wonder why I'm just a little bit off. Okay, let me go ahead.
And so like my husband is sitting right here, right? And I'm a good girl now, but I'm just not ashamed of my past. And I don't mind sharing my past, and I don't mind sharing my mistakes so that you guys can learn from me. So like there is a difference between a wise person and a smart person. And I've told my children this all the time. And I hope y'all can see I know how to switch up, right? I can be ratchet, I can be conservative, I can be whatever you need. I can go from
another thing that I get from you,
I can
because
go
I'm
from
like
the
that.
White House to the trap to the cup. I can do it all. Okay, so there's a difference between a wise man and a smart man, right? So me, I was smart. And what I mean by that is by being smart, I was someone that I learned from my own mistakes. But I've always told my children to be wise. And so what being wise means is that you learn from the mistakes of others. So you all look at Mama Angie and say, dang, Auntie Angie, she done been to jail, she done been to prison. Well, what happened? Well, if you listen to me, you don't have to go to prison yourself. You can learn from my mistakes and be better. And that's what I've always wanted for you. So for all of my children on here that are a part of the LGBTQ community, right? I want you to know that Mama Angie loves you all. I want you all to make sure that you protect yourselves, right? Always stand and fight for what you believe in. Never be ashamed of who you are. And do not let the opinions of others stop you from fighting for what you believe in, okay? I am always going to advocate for my men to be men, because you can be gay and still be a man. At the end of the day, as Black women, it has been very hard for us raising these children on our own. Y'all know that we have struggled. JV, and you watched your mama struggle. And you struggle with me, baby. And you know it was days that me and you was melting down blocks of candles, making candles, standing on the corner, selling candles, selling books. We struggled to make it, but baby, we finally made it, okay? But know that as Black women, we need our men, and we need our sons, we need our husbands, we need our fathers. We need y'all. And that's where I'm at. And if y'all can't understand that, and we ain't killing our babies, right? The real racist, if y'all paying attention to Planned Parenthood, I gotta tell y'all the truth. If y'all paying attention to Planned Parenthood and these dirty ass Democrats, I know y'all say y'all liberals, but y'all see all they talk about. Black women need access to abortion. People of color need access to abortion. If Black people don't have access, they are fighting so hard for us to stop our reproduction. We are, after 400 years, we are still the minority because we have aborted over 46% of our race. So let's focus on not getting pregnant so we don't have to kill our babies. So
and also, because I fell into this trap the other day, so I'm not going to let you do it. I was on here having this conversation, and because what I said, sharing some of my beliefs, I kind of got baited into this trap of being for taking away women's rights, and I know that you're not for that, so I want you to elaborate.
As a woman, let me speak on that.
Yeah.
So when we talk about women's rights, y'all got to wake up for a minute. First of all, we have to ask, why would the government give us...
I really don't even want to dive too into this.
Excuse me, sir.
Because
Excuse me, sir. No. Let me speak. I need to educate them a little bit. So we first have to ask the question as to why would the government give us the right to kill our children and get away with it? Okay? So when you talking about women's rights, what about the right of the baby? Because if it's a female child, it will eventually be a woman. What about the child's right to live? So nobody that's advocating for abortion has ever been aborted. So if you feel as though that God has blessed you and given you the right to live, and you have the right to say someone else should die or not be allowed to live, then you are in the wrong yourself. So, hey, at the end of the day, Jay, everybody not going to agree. If a person sees nothing wrong with aborting their own child, you can't say, I don't give a damn about aborting my own baby, and then go stand on the front line talking about Black Lives Matter. Well, how do Black Lives matter if you just aborted your black baby? Either Black Lives Matter or they don't. Because all of us got here because somebody mama got pregnant. Now y'all want to skip this topic. Y'all need to talk about it if y'all saying Black Lives Matter.
We ain't going off topic. You should have came when we had this topic.
Babies y'all done aborted? How many gay and trans babies done been aborted?
Well.
Anyway, next, what we doing? because I need to make another phone call. We're going to go ahead and skip. They don't want to talk about killing the babies. They want to.
We already had this conversation. I wanted you to you should have came on when we had this conversation. But sometimes you being in advantage of life comes to see as if you just don't want women to have rights, or you're against women's rights, and that's not necessarily.
I'm against killing babies.
Our views are a little bit different.
Women shouldn't have the right to kill their babies because a woman can't get pregnant without a man. And if I was pregnant by my husband right now, and let's just say he tripped me by mistake and I fell and the baby died, they'll lock him up and take him to prison for feticide. So if the man killed his child that he made, it's murder. But if the woman killed a child, it's a choice. Come on, man. It's either you killing the baby or you not. Let's move on.
Okay, so back to what I was saying. Sometimes you get mixed up. Your views get mixed up with my views a lot of the times. We have similar views in that.
Hold on. It's not your body. Somebody said it's our body at the end of the day. No,
Mom,
it's not.
You can't read every comment. So sometimes our views get mixed up. You can't read every comment, Mom. We're not ever gonna get to move on. She cut me out. We
finna hang this shit up. I'm finna hang this shit up. I wish you would mute me.
Okay, dog.
Just let me make this last little point, and I'm gonna shut up. Just let me make this.
No, let me make my point. Then you make.
No, hold up, cause somebody said something to me. This is all I'm saying, y'all. It's not your body. You and your mother do not have the same body. You see Javian and you see me. His body was in my body. It's not my body. If I had an abortion, I would have killed Javian. I would not have killed myself. So it is not your body, okay? Because none of you and your mom have the same body. All right, Jay, you can go ahead and mute the mic.
I don't have to mute it. But okay, so a lot of the time, this is another thing. That was actually a great segue. Whether some people agree with what you're saying, or like they do agree, or maybe they don't agree. That's a great segue into my next topic. A lot of the times, people mix up your views and my views because your mom, I automatically agree with a lot of the things you say. So, firstly, where we kind of differentiate on the whole abortion topic, though I notice that I'm pro-alternative. I'm not necessarily pro-life or pro-choice. I'm pro-alternative, which means that I am in favor of life. I would love for women to find an alternative besides abortion.
Get a baby up for adoption.
But hold on, I'm not finished. I'll let you talk. So, in some cases, I understand why women may need to have an abortion. Like, I can understand in certain situations, rape instances, or sometimes women are just genuinely not ready, or some women are just genuinely unfit parents, and the adoption system.
So why you fucking close your motherfucking legs? Quit letting niggas nut in you.
That's where I get it from. 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 Do y'all see? Y'all get it? Y'all get it? Do y'all understand? That whole unapologetic, I don't care what people think, I'm going to say what I want to say aspect. Do y'all get where I get it from? Do y'all see? Y'all understand? I couldn't help but be the way I am because of her. So when I get to saying stuff out of my mouth sometimes, y'all be like, Jaybez, you can't say that. Jaybez, no. This is where I get it from. It's just in my blood. I can't help it. So I am pro-alternative in the stance that I am for women finding an alternative besides just killing their babies. I want women to be more educated. I want women to learn to value themselves more. I want to give women resources and other options. But in some cases, I do understand why a woman may get an abortion. I do understand that some women get raped. I do understand that carrying their babies full term could like really injure some women. So I understand in some cases why women have abortions, but I'm pro-alternative in this aspect that I would like for that to be the last choice for a woman. I'm not Adam Mermaid. This is not her show. I don't even like her. But yes, so moving on, we're going to move on to the next topic. Let me unmute you.
You ain't got but one more motherfucking time to mute my mic. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You ain't got but one more time to mute my mic when I'm trying to get my point across. But go ahead. And yeah, y'all pro-choice because y'all got a choice or whatever. But we gonna go ahead and move on
But you know
from
what,
the abortion
actually,
topic. Because at the end of the day, I'm not agreeing with none of y'all killing my damn babies. Don't get pregnant. If you get pregnant, get a baby up for a doctor.
Okay.
Let the child live. That's just how I feel. And y'all don't have to agree with me, but I'm not the enemy for saying our children should live. Just know that. Okay, keep it going. Let's go to the next one.
No, but okay. As a closer to this topic, I understand that a lot of people may not agree with you, and a lot of people may debate with you. But what I can say is, in the comments, a lot of y'all, where some of y'all may have had children. My mom is someone who has 5 children. A lot of people haven't had children. At least, I think you're better fit to speak on this than me. You're a woman and you're a mother. So with that being said, I don't really think my opinion and what I think holds as much weight as what you think and how you feel. Or any other mother. Because I'm not a woman and I don't have children, so.
As men, y'all gotta stop feeling like y'all don't have a voice or y'all don't have a say because women can't get pregnant without men. So you carry the seed, you create the life. Stop feeling like you don't have a say because you're the man. Because what's not fair is if you don't want the baby and she had a baby anyway, she can go down there and the government is going to make you be responsible for the next 18 years. But if she don't want the baby, she get to go kill the baby. Come on, man. These laws don't make no sense whatsoever. And more men need to stand up. Even if you got a woman pregnant and you wanted your child, you can beg and cry, and I can beg and cry, and that heifer could still go down there and abort our baby. So at the end of the day, it's a vote against life. You understand? And when y'all say y'all pro-choice, y'all have to understand that the opposite of life is death. They just use the word pro-choice because they wanted to sound good. It's really pro-death. Because listen, if it wasn't alive, you wouldn't need an abortion to kill it. Dead things do not grow. So the best thing that I can say for us to do is to avoid getting pregnant because if you don't create the life, you don't have to worry about ending the life. And a lot of you are younger, but I promise you and I can guarantee you that you never forget the babies that you abort. When you grow up, you are going to remember those, aborting a baby don't not make you a parent. It just makes you a parent of a dead baby. You don't ever forget it. So that's all I can tell y'all. But at the end of the day, everybody got rights. And if someone doesn't have an issue with killing their own baby, that's on them. But I promise you them babies going to haunt you. But anyway, what's next?
I had to mute myself because my mic is echoing. So moving into the next topic, you are in. Am I echoing really bad?
Just a little bit. I am having a congressional race. I am running for Congress for the 5th District of Georgia. I'm running against John Lewis. Ask me if I'm crazy. But I just felt like I could really bring some real change and really go in there and fight for some issues that really affect us. Like I know how important it is to have gay rights because I have a son that I would never want to be mistreated or to be oppressed in any type of way. But I also understand the importance of making sure that we have laws that protect our children, not only making sure that we have laws that protect our children, but also making sure that we focus on disaster recovery management. We have to make sure that Black people are getting money. If we really, 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 not only Black people, but the whole community, it ain't just for Black people, but if we really, really, really want to be free, then financial literacy is important. So job growth, job creation. Another thing that's very important for me is, of course, you guys know criminal justice reform. This is why I work with this administration currently, but it is so important for me, JV, and after raising you all with your fathers being in prison, to make sure that we do everything we can to put rehabilitations in prison and we rehabilitate people versus punishing them. I think a lot of our children have grown up fatherless because of this justice reform system that we have, because of Joe Biden's 3 strikes you're outlaw. Not only that, but religious freedom. Everybody should have the right to practice religious. You have the freedom of religion, the freedom to practice religion however they see fit. Another issue for me is the homelessness issue in Atlanta. Like for me, I've been here all this time, and this is the first time I've ever seen them create like tent cities. They literally have created their own communities. You understand where I'm coming from? All up under the bridges. You go downtown in Atlanta now, and you walking down Peachtree, you got to walk over people. So I think that it's also important to get the community involved in this campaign. So many times we see politicians that don't interact with the people. You get them elected, then the next thing they know, you're going to Washington, you can't talk to them on Instagram, they're not answering their phone, they're not making any appointments. But I really want this campaign to be about the people. I want everybody to get involved. I want us to come together and figure out what we can do to create an atmosphere that's healthy and thriving for us all, whether it's black, white, gay, black, whatever. Hey, y'all can say what y'all want to say about Trump. Long as when I go in there and I talk to that man about black issues and he listen and he acts, that's what we gonna do. Ain't nobody waiting no 4 more years till y'all get another president to try to get black people out of jail. No, we gonna go in there and work to get them out. And then I'm gonna tell y'all something else. You know, y'all deal with racism all the time.
Well, can I segue real quick?
No, y'all go in the beauty supply. Y'all go in the beauty supply store. Spend your money with them racists. They gonna follow you all around the store, treat you like a doggone slave, like you finna get ready to steal something. You still gonna give them your money. Half the people y'all go to work for, they prejudice. You still get up and go to work with them. So, you know, everybody gonna have something to say, but at the end of the day, I have to operate in my favor, and I have been given favor with this administration. I wasn't given favor with any other administration, and it is my duty to use that favor to advocate on behalf of my community. And that's what I'm going to do. And I mean, look at the results.
So that's why I wanted to pause and kind of let you elaborate on that part, because there are the key topics that I really want you to explain, because they're quintessential to who you are as a person, and they help people to understand more what they may sometimes not understand. So people just get to, hold on, I'm going to mute you real quick while I say this part. But listen, people get to be in the comments and be like, your mom support Trump, Trump this. People make a lot of jokes about that. Firstly, it's not that my mom overly just agrees with what Trump does as a person, because we have had several talks. Well, no, I know I'm finna let you speak, but I'm making a segue. Okay, but let me make this segue. So it's not overly that she just agrees with what he does as a person. First of all, this is the first president that ever really tried to work with my mom. Obama never really reached out to try to work with my mom for whatever she's doing. So I feel like y'all can't really be mad or upset at her for working with the people who have reached out and tried to work with her. What would y'all rather her do? Sit at home and be mad and say, fuck the president, or go to the White House and, you know, work with a bad person to do some good? Think about that. But go ahead.
I was saying, let me speak for myself. I okay, so I'm gonna be honest, right? When I first started looking at politics and paying attention to what was going on, I was hearing what everybody was saying, but my godmother, Alveda King, who was someone that basically kind of rescued me from prison and helped me get back on my feet, and has also been very active in my children's lives as well, she was working very closely with the president. So I'm sitting up here, and I know this lady would never mislead me or steer me wrong, and I'm watching her, and I'm like, why are you working with this man that everybody hates? You understand where I'm coming from? And the more I start going around and the more I start paying attention, the more I begin to get it. And then not only that, let me just give y'all some real tea, right? So y'all know the story about how I had Imani in prison. And so I remember probably about 2 years
Imani being my little sister, she had my little sister in prison, but elaborate on that story, because a lot of them don't know.
I'm just going to shut the hell up and let you tell the story. You gonna tell the story?
I'm trying to elaborate. This is my platform, not yours, so where people know me, but they
on, bro.
But listen, I'm trying to explain. Some people may not know the story, so you skip past that part that is important.
Ooh. Okay, so anyway, like I was saying, because, you know, they throw me off track, or I was trying to say. Okay, so I was watching maybe about 1 year, 2 years ago, where I'm seeing everybody was like, oh, the president, he separating families at the border. He put kids in cages, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? And then I remember when I was in prison, and I was in prison for a nonviolent crime, right? It was fraudulent paperwork, kind of like the same thing that's going on with the border. And I'm like, they snatched my baby right out of my arms, and I'm an American citizen. This was 2005. Trump wasn't even president. So here's the thing. Anybody that's ever been arrested, you're going to be separated from your family and separated from your children. That is American law. If you go to jail, your kid is not going to jail with you, right? So I was like, oh, okay, wait a minute. So they lying about that. So they go to media playing again. So then, not only that, he put out a call. He said, well, if anybody knows of anybody that's been in prison, that's been unjustly treated, he said, come talk to me. Let's see if we can get him out. Listen, I went in, talked to the man, got the First Step Act passed. We done got almost 10,000 people free from prison. 91% of them are black. Not only did we do that, but because of my story, Jaybez's mom and his sister, the president has made it illegal for them to chain women during the bed, during childbirth. Not only that, we've advocated with him on behalf of HBCUs. We got the man to permanently fund HBCUs. Not only did he permanently fund them, it was a federal ban put against faith-based HBCUs. We got that lifted. We went on to fight for the Second Step Act. I mean, we went on to push for police reform. If you guys have been following my page, I just went in there last month asking them to ban the chokehold. Like, we are really getting things done, and the media is so hell-bent on pushing Trump as a racist that they're not being honest and not showing you all what Trump is doing. So at the end of the day, we can't vote for Biden because Biden was in office for 8 years before Trump, and they had that chance to turn over that 94 crime bill, which he did not do. So we would be fools to believe that they're going to do it this time. Their agenda is not black people. Their agenda is just the black vote. So at the end of the day, if any of you have family members that are in prison that you want to come home, if y'all focused on reuniting families at the border, I need y'all to have that same energy about reuniting our families that's been separated by mass incarceration. And I'm not here to tell anybody how to vote. Because at the end of the day, what we should focus on, how they've been fooling us for so long, is we just been voting for the people that we think we like. We can't vote for people. We got to vote for policy. Because voting for people is what get us duped. And them Democrats, even
vote for people not for who they are, but for what they do.
When it comes to mass incarceration, and even with the abortion issue, like what they're fighting for on the floor right now is not to take away a woman's right to kill a baby. They're going to let you kill your baby because they don't want a world full of black people. So all of their abortion clinics in black areas. So I promise you, as long as y'all go in them abortion clinics, they're going to let you. But what they're doing now is they want to pay for it. Like, how we going to vote for a party that want to pay for black children to be aborted? Like, come on, like that. If y'all really about black life, then y'all know that's not the move. You know what I'm saying? And all of y'all need to be following my Instagram page so y'all can get truth. Y'all need to be following my page so you can have your eyes open to truth. If you don't want to be woke and you don't want the truth, don't follow me. But I would encourage all of you all to follow me so y'all can know what's going on. Y'all need to wake up and know what's going on in this world.
Okay, so whereas I feel like a lot of people are ignorant enough, and even though I don't agree with Trump as a person at all, a lot of people are ignorant enough, they just hear Trump and they just, racism, racist, and they get besides the point. They're losing what you're actually fighting for. Are you fighting against one person? Are you more wrapped up and hell-bent on fighting one person where you lose the fight for your people? So I'm not voting for Trump. Don't get what I'm saying besides yourself. But what I'm saying
is, this ain't the Trump campaign. This is Stanton.
It's really not. It's not about that. But let me finish.
Y'all need to vote for Angela Stanton for Congress. Why are we talking about Trump?
Let me finish.
Can I get your vote?
So what I was saying was, she don't even know she muted. But what I was saying was, I love black people, of course, and I'm all for black people. I'm all for black people.
Get the vote, cool. They say they vote for me. That's all I need to hear.
Okay, so
I'll work with Trump. Y'all ain't gotta work with Trump. Let me deal with Trump on my end and do what we need to do, and y'all deal with me.
And people keep synonymizing what you're doing with what Trump's doing because you work with him. He's the current president. You work with him.
Somebody gotta sign it.
And let me say this also. Let me say this also in defense of my mom, because of course that's just my mom. You can say what you want about her. You can say you don't like her because of how she feels about this and this and this. Take away how you feel about her as a person and look what she's done. Y'all can call her all type of coon.
Why would they feel?
But wait. Let me finish, Mom. You keep over talking me. That's why I gotta mute you. This is my show. I love you.
Okay, and I bet you I'm gonna hang this motherfucker up. Mute me.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, let me please. But okay,
that damn grown shit.
A lot of people get into how they feel about her as a person and lose track of what she does. Y'all can say coon this, coon that. I don't like her because she does this and this and this and this. But take away how you feel about her as a person and look what she's done. How many of y'all parents have helped free over 10,000 black people? Y'all calling her coon. She's not freeing white people. She's not getting white people out of jail. She's helped free over 10,000 black people.
Hold on.
So with that being said, I feel like that does matter.
Hold on.
And
we've gotten a couple of white people out of prison.
But what I'm saying is the majority of the people you're fighting for are black people.
And that is because, and let me just, and that is because the majority of people